Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back in the dyno room, and now we have my IBEX 800T loaded up, strapped down, and we're going to do several things in this video for y'all. We're going to run it stock again, show you the stock exhaust with the stock ECU tune. We'll show you that graph for the 24 model. Then we're going to put our tune in it. Then we'll show you both graphs up there together, talk about what you get out of a tune with no exhaust, no nothing else, just the tune and how good it does for your machine. Then we're going to put this bad boy on. This is the Yoshimura RS4, and you can get the Yoshimura exhaust from the link down in the description of this video, especially if you appreciate what we do for y'all and all that Dave does. You can support us by buying straight from us down in the description of this video. But without further ado, we want to give you a sound clip of the stock exhaust. We'll make a pull for you and then talk about some numbers, and then we'll bolt that bad boy on. So
let's talk about lowering kits.
Yeah, I put the taller seat on it. I'm sorry. I am a little taller than Dave, just a little bit, but that's a big bike. But yeah, let's fire up and see how it sounds. What's funny about this one is the engine makes way more noise than the exhaust. So when we put the Yoshimura exhaust on, I've already heard it because I've drove it with it. It does give it a deeper tone. But then when we remove that cat down there, it's really going to open it up.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll cut to us running it, and then we'll talk about some numbers. So that was actually the tune run you got to see just then. And Dave, I see you've got, what is that, the stock run and the tune run up there.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what we got there.
Okay, so this one had 81 horsepower, 52 foot-pounds of torque stock. We ran it this morning, and then after the tune calibration changes, we had 87 horsepower and 54. Now, every bike's different.
Yeah, that's still great. That's fantastic on that, to go from 81 to 87, and that's just peak. So there's places through there that's even more gains, but yeah.
And the one big thing about the IBEX is that wide open throttle, we're not lean like a lot of the CFMOTOs. We're actually extremely rich on the wide open throttle. So the gains on it was leaning it up on wide open, but then it's right the opposite on cruise, and which all of you guys know about, the just getting on it, 4,000 RPM range, the buck, and the just not smooth. Well, a lot of that is jumping so lean and some of the other things.
Yeah.
All that is where I think this tune is so important, is that it smooths that out. That you know, I don't know how many times I've had you guys ask about the tune. Does it fix that?
Yeah,
it does. It makes it a ton better.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you can see it down there towards the bottom, that dip in the red, and then how straight that blue is there on the horsepower and on the torque. I mean, that's very noticeable.
Yeah, and then of course we extended the RPM range out to 10.2 on this actual calibration. There was no reason to go any further because we were done at that point.
Right.
Now, when we start making these exhaust changes, we'll decide if we want to extend it more. But there's no sense putting extra strain on the bike when there's no reason to.
Yeah.
This one, you're going to shift about right here, and we're going to fall back on top of the horsepower curve. So if you was racing, we still got all the RPM that we want for you guys.
Right. Again, just some quick highlights before we bolt up our Yoshimura exhaust and show you that. The jerkiness on the bottom end and the mid-range is going to be much smoother now, way better power delivery throughout the entire range, whether you're cruising, taking off from a stop,
Throttle response.
Yeah, the throttle response is going to be better. and you're getting a lot more power. And again, that's just stock exhaust. Everything's stock performance-wise, except for you're adding the Team MSC Tune.
Well, you know, one of the big things you can talk about, and we probably do on most of these videos, is you know, this does not have throttle cables, guys. It's all electronic, like your car. So, you know, in your car, you can stump the throttle and let off of it. You know, your car may not even rev up because it's all electronic throttle. And what controls all that is torque maps, throttle response maps, driver's wish, all that kind of stuff controls the throttle. So when you give this bike 100% throttle, you're not opening the throttle body 100%. You're asking the ECU to do that. It's not a command type ECU, it's a torque-based ECU. So we don't command it to open it and it just open. We ask it to open, and then we have to start tuning everything to do what we ask. If it thinks it's going to spin a wheel or pop a wheelie in stock form, the ECU is going to say, nope, for you beginner guys, we're not giving it to you.
That's right.
We go in there and tune that stuff out so that when you give it throttle, you're getting what you're asking for. You know, we're not really making tunes for beginners. These tunes are more for the experienced rider that's ready to go, that wants what he's asking for.
Exactly.
And we can smooth a lot out because we don't have to make such big jumps in it. So when you give it a little bit of throttle, we don't have to go from 40% to 100%. We can smooth a lot of that out.
That's
so you get a lot smoother throttle response out of these tunes as well. Because it's all electronic. It's not cable driven and open up the throttle body. We're just asking the ECU to do it for us, and we have to tune that into the ECU.
That's right. Well, that's awesome, man. And there's so much more advantages to the Team MSC Tune that Dave develops. But that's just some highlights real quick. You're definitely getting a lot more power, a lot of torque, much smoother power delivery. You're going to really notice it when you get out and you drive the IBEX with the Team MSC Tune. But hey, I guess now let's throw this Yoshimura exhaust on it. I think people want to see it with the stock tune, so we'll take the Team MSC Tune out, we'll put it back stock, we'll put the Yoshimura exhaust on it, we'll run it, show you what it does, and then we're going to put a tune in it just for this Yoshimura exhaust and see how much we can pull out of this thing. So let's get to it. All right, so we have the stock tune back in it, and now we're going to let you hear just a good little sound clip of the Yoshimura on the IBEX 800. That's a lot better. Oh, yeah. You can actually hear an exhaust tone now. All right. Let's fire up the fans and run it. So we put in a few runs and got our average run out. And Dave, I believe you got the, so you got the stock run up with stock exhaust, and then the stock tune with the Yoshimura exhaust. So.
Right, so basically just a slip-on. So we're back everything to stock with just a slip-on. Stock on this bike was 81 and 52. We're just putting the Yoshimura slip-on on. We ended up 84, 53. So that's a nice gain.
3.2 horsepower gain, and I guess it's more so nothing really on the bottom end, but we've got more in the mid-range, and then you can kind of see how they stack together to the top.
And it's even pulling out to where an RPM limiter change in the tune is gonna make a difference in it. Whereas on the stock one, it's already planed out and falling off. It's still climbing on the exhaust.
Right. So once we put a tune with this exhaust, we're going to see some big changes. So that's pretty cool. You're going to get a great sound, great looking exhaust as well, and get more power.
Lighter.
Yeah, it is a lot lighter too. So yeah, you can get this exhaust. Like I said, I got a link down in the description of this video. Help us out by buying straight from us, and we'll get you a good deal and get it shipped right out to you. But now let's see how much power we can make with combining the exhaust with the Team MSC Tune. So Dave, let's let you do your work and then we'll film the results.
Let's do it.
All right, I've been in there editing some footage for y'all, and Dave's been here in the dyno room putting in a ton of runs, and he is ready to show us the results of the Team MSC Tune with the Yoshimura exhaust. So Dave, tell us what you got.
So we ended up with 84.6 and 53.6 when we put the muffler on with a stock tune. So then we went back and built a tune custom for the muffler. So we ended up with 89 horsepower, 55.8 foot-pounds of torque, and then you can see the overlay. Also went back and extended the RPM on out to 10.5, where we've been keeping it at 10.2 on the other mount.
That is awesome. If you were thinking of this from just a bone stock bike with stock exhaust, stock tune and everything, you're going from, what was it, 81?
Right, 81.
81 horsepower all the way up to 89. So that's big gains right there.
Right, and we're also, you know, this is wide open throttle. We're not taking into account the mid-range where, you know, everybody's complaining about the stumble and stuff. The exhaust actually makes that worse without a tune because it leans it up right there.
Right.
And that's the problem. The wide open throttle, when you put the exhaust on, actually made the tune better. So because it leaned it up, and this bike is particularly very rich on the top side, very lean on the part throttle, lower RPM. So the exhaust helped the top end, but made the bottom end worse. The green is the stock from earlier today. So it went from 81 to 89, 52 to 55. You can see the greens.
Oh, yeah.
The red would be with the muffler installed, and then the blue would be muffler installed into.
Yeah, that's huge, man. That's big gains in my book.
Right.
So yeah, guys, down in the comment section, tell us what you think. From a stock bike to putting a Yoshimura slip-on exhaust and then do the Team MSC Tune, you're gaining a lot of horsepower. And like we said, you've got to drive this for yourself and see how much better the drivability is, the smoothness, the mid-range pull. Everything is so much better with this tune. It's very, very refined software now, and Dave has done some awesome work with it. So
you know, some of the other things, Blake, is to consider when you guys are wanting to put an exhaust on. The bike needs tune stock, so we'll throw that out there. And when you put an exhaust on, it just makes it worse. Can you get away with it and still ride it? You can. Some of you guys are. When you bolt the exhaust on, you know, you're picking up the power, but go ahead and get it right. MSC is selling the Yoshimura exhaust. It's our favorite, or at least one of them. It always does good. It's a quality exhaust. But the big thing is we have custom tunes just for it. Don't go on eBay or some of these other places and buy an exhaust that we know nothing about and expect tunes to be perfect with them. You're better off to know that you're going to need a tune and to go ahead and get an exhaust from MSC that has been matched to their tune. Now, we're working hard and having you guys ship in lots of exhaust from, you know, other manufacturers, and we're building custom tunes. We are spending a ton of time on different bikes. In fact, when we get done with this one, we're going to do a mid-pipe, and then we've got another exhaust customer sitting in over there. So we're going to build probably 8-9 tunes as we got this on here. We're just starting with this one. So keep in mind, look and see what MSC offers with their tune to get the best results.
So yeah, guys, Dave has worked his magic again, and the IBEX is an absolute monster with this Yoshimura slip-on and the Team MSC Tune. One thing we've got that will be in another video is we have the LaVinci mid pipe. That's the cat delete pipe that we're going to be installing. Get that cat off and really open this IBEX up. We also have some more products here that we're going to be putting on in a future video as well. Excited about that. Just like Dave was saying, we've got a lot of work that we're going to be doing on the IBEX for all of you IBEX owners. So guys, we appreciate y'all and your support and all of your comments and sharing all the information. And if you appreciate what we're doing for y'all, please do that. Share it, comment, tell your friends about it, and also buy your exhaust from us. Down in the description of this video, if you want an exhaust, if you want the tune, you can go there and get that. One of our original videos on the IBEX, we show you exactly how to remove your ECU and get that shipped to us. Because once you go to the link, you'll purchase the tune or your exhaust, whatever, and you'll purchase that at teammscparts.com, and then you will have to ship us your ECU, and it'll get to us. We'll tune it super fast, get it right back out to you, so that way you're not down for very long at all. And if you want those details on how to remove it, it's right in the video that we did before on the IBEX 800. I'll attach it to the end of this video, and you can also search through the channel and see where we did that for you. But you'll be able to follow that, remove it, get it shipped out to us, no problem. I hope you enjoyed this video. God bless y'all. As always, remember to keep it real. We'll see you in the next one.